Again, census.gov. It takes less than 5 minutes and means a whole lot to our parish for the next 10 years. Our next steps together are critically important. We will continue our meaningful success in responding to COVID-19 along with our healthcare partners and public health experts. We will continue to promote social distancing and necessary measures to slow the spread of the virus. At the same time, we will establish clear and practical guidance for our local businesses and consumers. We will endeavor to make sure everyone has the information and resources needed to take the proper steps in a safe, responsible manner. And as we have for generations, we will do what is needed to adapt and overcome these circumstances and get our parish back on the path of prosperity. Let's take a moment to pray for all those who have lost their lives to this virus and for the recovery of our parish, our state, and our nation. Please join me. Thank you. I have time for questions.
Have you gotten any response from the governor for the letter sent by the parish mayors?
He's going to announce it at 4 o'clock just for you.
Did he get back to
I'm
you
kidding,
individually?
I don't know. No, he hasn't responded specifically, but he will. He will give us some guidance at 4 o'clock, and we had some communication over the weekend with this office. And again, he's probably being just pounded by 64 different parishes at this time, and I can tell you, just based on my conversations with him, with his office, look, there's good faith there. He's working very hard to make sure that we have the proper response needed. I've made my position known. My fellow mayors in the parish have made our positions known. We are respectfully requesting that the governor allow parishes to make their own decisions going forward. I think it's a compliment from the media for reporting facts. I think our citizens understand the severity of this situation, and I think local leaders across our state know the severity of this situation. When you allow locals leaders to lead, you get more tailored solutions to a problem, and I feel like this emergency is no different than that. So we respectfully request that parishes be able to make a decision. I believe the governor's acting in good faith, and I think he's going to announce something at 4 o'clock that will help us.
Do you feel it was necessary to take things by a statewide approach near the beginning of the onset?
Yes, I do. I think when you look at the rate of infection out of Orleans and Caddo right initially, the governor looking at the state, and again, I'm not going to speculate for the governor, but to answer your question, yeah, I think that was an appropriate response at the time. I think data has come in. I think facts have allowed us to educate ourselves and our communities, and I think our people are more educated now. I know our businesses are more educated. So at this point, we have a change in time, change in facts and circumstances. So maybe a different approach is called for. But again, we'll stay tuned for 4 o'clock. We're optimistic on the news that will be announced from Baton Rouge.
Since most businesses appear to be able to reopen now in Lafayette Parish, when are you going to reopen city government? When is City Hall going to reopen?
Sure. So as of May 4th, LCG employees will be back at work. That does not mean that public buildings are open. We will make those decisions independent of each other. But it's a good question, Claire. I appreciate you asking that. So LCG employees will be back completely at work May 4th. Yes, sir.
You mentioned you've been in communication with the governor's office over the weekend. I'm curious if y'all have prepared different plans depending on what he does decide to do starting the 1st of May. What if this thing goes on for another month? What are y'all going to do?
Sure. The safest answer I can tell you, Andrew, is we are prepared for any level of preparedness that we need to be at. And we were since day one, based thankfully to our wonderful medical task force that gave us advice here on the local level. But as far as how we act and maneuver here locally, it all has to fall in guidance with or in connection with the governor's emergency declarations. As we know, he's issued 7, and our Safe Shop guidelines were a good example of maneuvering through those emergency declarations while at the same time getting our economy back to work while also simultaneously protecting our people as well. So we're ready. We're ready no matter what comes at us. Any other questions?
Until May 4th for employees to come back.
We feel it's appropriate. Any other questions?
Has there been any feedback or any problems with Have there been any feedback or problems with businesses that have opened in the past week?
No, and thankfully, and thanks for asking, Claire. Again, we have Chief Morgan here. If I'm saying anything inaccurate, Chief, feel free to come up here on the mic. But so far, so good. And again, that is a compliment to several people. Again, it's a compliment to the media. So please continue to report facts, such as you're doing. You're doing a great job with that. Our people are smart. Our businesses are smart. I have a lot of faith in our people here in Lafayette and Acadiana. So compliance has been really good, Claire. I think our businesses understand the seriousness of the situation. Our safe shop guidelines have been adhered to, for the most part, extremely successful. Chief Morgan and his crew at Lafayette Police Department, Chief Benoit, who we have here again with us today, and Chief, again, you correct me if I'm wrong, but our compliance checks with both the fire department and our police department, our surrounding chiefs of police within the parish, and our mayors and our sheriff have been very proactive to go into businesses, not to, like I said, not to kick the door in and shut them down. It's more to make sure we're in compliance. Also, for all our businesses out there, if you have questions, if you fall in that safe shop, you're in that in-between state. You haven't been deemed as essential in the governor's executive orders, but also you haven't been expressly prohibited, and you have questions whether or not you can open, or you have questions on safe shop, please call 311 option 2. 311 option 2. Another kind of tool that you have is the safe shop stickers. We brought some the other day. You don't have any in your binder, right? No? That's okay. So we have these little green safe shop stickers that you can also call 311 option 2, or call Lita directly and coordinate with that particular office to get these stickers. You can hang them in your window. Any other questions? All right. Yes, ma'am.
Have you been surprised that we haven't had a surge in new cases since Easter? Or time frame? Are we still in that time frame?
Yeah, no, I'm going to answer this very cautiously. I am not surprised, but I don't want my answer to cause complacency. Because, and I know you can't, our viewers can't see behind the cameras, but you guys are doing, for the most part, social distancing. We have masks if you can't practice social distancing. So to all our neighbors here in Lafayette Parish and the surrounding regions, please continue to exercise social distancing. All these, look, these numbers it's always sad to report another fatality, and we did. We reported our 18th fatality today, which just reminds us of the seriousness of the situation. But all of these hopeful results that you're seeing, all these hopeful facts that we're seeing, these optimistic measures that you guys are reporting on is fantastic. That's a compliment and a result of our people, our citizens exercising social distancing. So if you're listening here, if you're viewing in, thank you. If you're viewing in, this war is not over. Continue to wash your hands vigorously, multiple times in a day. Try to avoid touching your face. Still maintain those social distancing measures. If you can't exercise social distancing, you have to go to areas such as grocery store. We strongly encourage you to wear a mask, and again, wash your hands very frequently. So the stickers we were referring to, if you can maybe zoom in here, help out. But if you are a safe shop business, and you meet the criteria, I mean you're in compliance with the safe shop guidelines, I strongly encourage you to call 311 option 2, 311 option 2, and you can get a decal to show you're in compliance. It might help your consumers know and feel relieved that you are exercising common sense measures to operate your store in a safe manner. And again, you can call LEDA directly, Lafayette Economic Development Authority.
Have you been pleased with the amount of businesses that are reopening here inside the parish, or is it not quite the level, or do you think we're getting there soon?
No, great. Yes to all the above. I am pleased of the response. I'm even more pleased with the compliance. So thank you to all of our business owners. And I still think we have some room to go, Neil. With Safe Shop, the Safe Shop guidance, plus the businesses that were already allowed to be open under the essential guidelines from our governor, it puts Lafayette Parish at about 85% of our businesses that can open, and which is very comforting to me. We talked about the budget several times. We talked about the economic emergency that this public health situation has caused. LCG is not immune to that. Businesses are not immune to that. And we have to continue to find ways to open up our economy, and that's what we're doing. So I am pleased, Neil, and I'm very optimistic about our future. Very optimistic, especially here in Lafayette. All righty. thank you for what you do, and I ask for God's blessing on you and our wonderful parish and country. Thank you.